Well, the pictures on your screen would suggest clear blue skies and no massive cloud cover. Very minuscule cloud cover, that should even be referred to, and a whole lot of sunshine, and that means it's a good afternoon for cricket. Welcome back to match day number 4, match number 8, the Saffron Strikers versus the Clove Challengers. The second of today's two encounters. It is scheduled to start in a little while, so let's go downstairs for the toss, and then we come right back upstairs.
It's toss time in match 8 on day 4 of season 3 of the Dream 11 Spicel T10 tournament. In this matchup, we have a big one between Clove Challengers, undefeated 2-0, versus Saffron Strikers, who are 1-1 in the first 2 matches. Our captains are here: Preston McSween, the away captain, home captain Daryl Cyrus, and our match referee, Carl Felix. So, match referee, over to you.
Saffron, you're the home captain, so you would spin. Preston, you would call.
It's a tail, and for the 8th consecutive time, it falls on a tail. Preston, another toss, one, and what will be the decision of the Clove Challengers in this one?
We will bowl first again, because if the trend setting, so we'll continue on the start that we had.
You guys had a day off yesterday. I'm sure it was one that was much appreciated by the players.
Yes, it was. We had a chance to talk, and talk about the plans that we want to have and execute as well, and just as we go further in the competition, we have to keep stepping it up a notch every time we play. So that's just our game plan.
Saffron Strikers, they have some very powerful batters in their lineup. That would have been taken into consideration in your team planning before?
Of course, at the start of the tournament, you look at all the teams and you see the different lineups and you see all the different stuff. So it's just about executing, as I say. It's always that.
It wouldn't be a surprise to see that it seems that your bowling is a stronger half of the game right now. With that said, bowling first, what total you'd want to restrict Strikers lineup that you can comfortably chase later on?
Well, as I say, no score in mind. We're just going to execute our plans. And whatever is a score, we go there to try and get it.
It's an old battle between a PBC boy and a GBSS boy. I'm sure that the team from the school from T10 would want to ensure they come out on top today.
Well, funny enough, the two teams are on the hill, so we have to see which one, is best on the hill. So that's just it.
All right, Preston, all the best to this match and the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Cyrus, losing the toss, batting first. What do you think would be a good total you'd have to put on the board?
Well, I think a good total on this pitch with looking at the opponent, I think anything over 100 would be a plus for us.
Would you have batted first had you won the toss?
Nah, negative. I would have had a bowl first, knowing that the opposition is a team that favor the bowling. So I would send them in and see if I could restrict them for a low total.
Your batsmen seem to be on song in that last match. I'm sure would have been quite pleased with their performance.
Yeah, of course, definitely. As I said in previous interviews, that I have batsmen that are good strikers at the cricket ball, so I just want them to continue in that vein.
Your team has the most non-Grenadians in it. Has that helped you guys? You looked at G and Benjamin would have done pretty well with the bat last match. We'd have seen Ryshawn Williams in previous match, and the other Delaney Alexander have bowled well. So how have those foreigners contributed to your success so far?
Well, I think the foreigners played a very key role in both games, even though the first one we didn't come out with the victory. But it goes to show that the impact of foreign players is very important in local tournaments as well.
All right, and final question. As I asked Preston, two big fierce rivals in secondary schools now, two alums of those schools are facing off here. I'm sure the boys from PBC want to ensure that you guys can finish on top today.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Jeremiah will be smiling after this game.
All right, there you heard it from Daryl Cyrus, quite confident of a victory today. And so too, equally is Preston McSween. So that was the toss. Just to recap, Clove Challengers, they've won another toss in the tournament, and they have sent in the opposition to bat once again.
Well, just as you heard, the Clove Challengers, they won the toss, and as was always the case, has always been the case throughout this tournament over the last 3.5 days, they will ask the opposing team to go out in the middle and have a knock first. So the Saffron Strikers are padding up to go in, and the Clove Challengers will be operating with the white leather. Good afternoon again. With me is Afi Fletcher. My name is Jason Skeet, and we'll take you through the paces this afternoon because this is going to be another exciting encounter. Exciting in the context that the Clove Challengers, they've got everything in the wins column. They've played 2 matches already and won both matches. The Saffron Strikers, on the other hand, winning one, losing one of their two encounters. So this match would determine if the Clove Challengers will go straight to they're at the top of the table now, but it will show if they extend their lead with 3 wins. But the Saffron Strikers will love to have the double wins in that win column. They've got 1 win, 1 loss. So a good situation here, all things equal. Afi?
Good afternoon and welcome back. Yes, this will be an interesting matchup. Clove Challengers will try to extend the lead, as you say, and Saffron Strikers will try to add to their total.
All right. Well, the gentlemen going out, Urban Mason and Sean Manwarin, they will be the two in charge of the afternoon's proceedings. Urban Mason and Sean Manwarin, the gentlemen in charge in purple. And very soon, right after that, we will see the Clove Challengers heading to the field. Good afternoon for cricket, good day for cricket, and the Clove Challengers. Of course, their first game, they won the first game, beating the Cinnamon Pacers on Tuesday, and then they came back the following day, the Wednesday, and had the better of the Bay Leaf Blasters. So that was their 2 encounters there, which they won. The Saffron Strikers, they went down to the Bay Leaf Blasters on day 1, but redeemed themselves and had the better of the Ginger Generals on day 3. So the Saffron Strikers, 1 win, 1 loss. The Clove Challengers, 2 wins, and something evenly poised here this afternoon. Good day for cricket. We've got the teams list. We're going to share that with you in just a bit. Let's see where we go from here, because have they made any changes? The Clove Challengers, they're leaving out Sean Andrew and Lyndon Mason from their attack. Afi, what do you make of this change by the Clove Challengers?
Well, I think they're going according to probably how the wicket play. So probably they choose to leave off Mason. Probably they look to leave off Mason and bring in another player probably to utilize the wicket, because thus far Clove Challengers have been having a really good time, all wrong, with the ball, and they will want to maintain that. But also they will still want to capitalize and make use of the pitch as the days of how much games played on it.
All right, Nicobe John and Anil Matthew are out for the Saffron Strikers. And so out in the middle, Darrell Cyrus and Delaney Alexander, or is it Gian Benjamin? Gian Benjamin is a minuscule guy, short in stature, but boy, is he ever so present with the bat. We'll try to get close to the backs of these players to make sure that we've got the numbers correctly, and we will get the names as well for you. But that's the story right there. And Preston McSween will more than likely open the bowling for the Clove Challengers. They would normally like to start from the Darbo end. So I'm quite sure Preston McSween will lead from the front, as he's accustomed to leading from the front. So yes, it looks like Gian Benjamin and Rashawn Williams may open the batting for the Saffron Strikers. We'll wait to see how it goes. That's how they normally play it out. Afi Fletcher, any predictions in this one?
I think we'll just have a good contest on our hands thus far.
You guys just always try to be politically correct. If I have to go with anything, I would say the Clove Challengers, simply because I think their tails are up and they seemingly are the more confident team. When you look at them in the warm-up, when you look at them in the huddle, they seem to be the more confident team, and that has a way of resonating on the field of play. But anything can happen. But if I were given the opportunity, I would think that the tempo might be leaning towards them. Here goes Nixon McLean. Preston McSween. And immediately runs coming off the bat. 4 runs. A cracking power aid 4, but 4 wides. 4 wides was it signal? Nothing
Yes.
off the bat. 4 wides?
Yeah, wide.
Okay. So the umpire immediately getting into play, and very uncharacteristic of Preston. Very uncharacteristic of him to go way outside the off stump. He's generally always tight and right there, not giving anything away. This time he's coming back into him, and good delivery. Yes. Wayward Loosener, his very first runner, but he has brought himself back into character. And Preston coming into the right-hander, coming back. Good delivery by Preston. Gian Benjamin is the in-form batsman. He has played well in his last game. Got somewhere in the 60s or 59, I think, somewhere about. But he has scored most of his runs square and backward a square on the onside. So he loves hugging things around the corner. And immediately he's gone over the infield. A chance of catch it. Is he going to get under it? Yes, he does. That's an awesome catch. Look at that. Oh, an awesome catch. He was always running back. Gian Benjamin got some meat onto it. Didn't get it as good as he wanted. It was skied out to a wideish mid-on. And it was an awesome catch.
Yes, that was brilliant by Jaron there. Making up the grounds, getting under to the ball as quick as he can. And taking that great catch.
He traveled some distance for it, and he was always looking at it, kept his eyes on it, and even when it fell into the palm of his hands, he never let go. His right hand is banded, but never allowed that to disturb him. You know, he understood that, you know, he needed to take the wicket of the dangerous Gian Benjamin. That's the batsman in form for the Saffron Strikers. So an early breakthrough and a good breakthrough. 4 runs on the board, just 4 wides, and 2 legal deliveries bowled, but with a total of 6. Look at that already. The wicket of Gian Benjamin. 6 for 1 are the Saffron Strikers.
Yes, I think those catches and them does make a difference in the game. Taking those brilliant catches and them does always help the team and help the bowlers. And so far, Clove challengers are living up to the maintaining that standard.
So the new batsman inside is Stephen Nitram. We've been chided for a couple of mispronunciations of names by the folks keeping score. Not too familiar with these modern day names.
Right, yeah.
I just pronounce them with confidence. Cramping the batsman. Oh, Stephen has been cramped for room. Good bowling by Preston McSween.
Keep walking. The dot balls is important, guys. Come on, let's go. Guys, we on top, all right? Let's go, Pressy. I can see this swing here, boy. Well done.
Netram has played 3 games thus far. 1 not out. 21 runs. Striking it over 200.
He's pitched up and driven well, but only to a short square leg, and nothing there. No runs being scored. So Preston McSween bang on target.
Cannot get you away. Lovely cricket. Come on, guys. Let's work.
Turning it off his pads, whipping it off his pads down to backward a square, just 1. 7 for 1. The Saffron Strikers under the gun for just a little while there, losing the dangerous Gian Benjamin in the first over. Second legal delivery, skying it to a mid-on. And a brilliant catch taken by Jaron Noel. fuller length delivery, looking for the Yorker. And I miss, you hit, I miss. That was the story there. He was in some serious problems there had he not made connection with it. But the score moves on to 8, so 1 coming off of it. And 8 for 1 at the end of the first over. The Preston McSween over that yielded 8 runs, but more importantly, 1 wicket, and the dangerous wicket of Gian Benjamin. Afi?
Yes, I think that's very crucial by picking up early wickets in the power play, and those early wickets just put the team on a back foot, and that was well done so far by the Clove challengers. To be said.
So Amikel Dubiset will operate from the River Road end.
Yes, thus far Dubiset is a leading wicket taker so far on top of the table with 3 wickets.
Not supposed to go there. Not supposed to go there. Let's go, Dubi. Let's walk. Let's walk.
The wicketkeeper has decided to stand up. That's Hazard. He has decided to stand up for Dubiset. So Dubiset is not express fast, but he does in fact get some lateral movement. And so he wants to ensure, the wicketkeeper Hazard wants to ensure that Rishon Williams stays grounded in his crease. He's driving uppishly over the infield. They cross for 1. Could very well be 2, but decided against it. Was always 2, I think. They should have gone for the second. But you need runs now. But deciding to play safe. Just 1 run.
Thus far Williams is striking it at 160 so far. So they will love to get Rishon back in the dugout.
We are doing well. We are doing well, yeah? Come on, Dubi set. That buzz. That buzz.
Saw the signal there, brief signal from the wicket keeper to the bowler, just a quick signal telling him just outside the off stump. And Dubiset picking it up very quickly and applying some pressure.
Thus far the team have good combination and understanding so far.
Nothing. All right, you got him. You got him. Oy, oy, oy. That's okay. That's okay.
Quick single scampered by the batters.
Yeah, they've
You're bowling well. You're bowling well.
running well between the wickets, these Saffron strikers.
No boundaries, guys. No boundaries, and we're fine. Guys, we are on top. We are on top, guys. Come on, guys. Support team, guys. Come on. Let's
Very
work,
vociferous Hazard.
Say something, man.
Has always been encouraging in the previous 2 matches. You could always hear him at the stumps mic. This time he's driving. Good shot. Well fielded. Awesome cricket all around. Awesome cricket. Well fielded there by, this looks like Dana George. And he got down quickly. And looking confident, dusting his shoulders and looking also confident in this one. When you make a good feel outside there, you get a little louder. Then you can hear him and see him, and knowing that he's going to add momentum and encouragement to the rest of the field. Good cricket all around.
Yes, that was driven well hard but well stopped.
Oh, good delivery again, giving nothing away. And Amikel Dubiset living up to his name. He's as tight as wax here this afternoon.
Those challengers are out there right now on top of things. All hype.
Fatality now. Come on. God balls and we good, yeah? Let's finish it strong. Let's finish it strong, big man. They cannot score. Nothing, Dubi. Lovely, Dubi.
Oh, that's an awesome over there by Amikel Dubiset. Just 2 runs coming off the over. And they're operating now at about 400 psi because the pressure is mounting here. The Saffron strikers are feeling the pressure from the Clove challengers. Afi?
Yes, they are. I mean, Clove challengers, as I said, they've been having a good time with the ball thus far, and they're quite living up to it at the moment. They are bowling in partnerships at the moment. They are supporting each other on each end.
Change of bowling now because Preston McSween has removed himself from the equation, if only for a brief moment, and Haston Jackson is been called upon now to continue keeping the ship steady for the Clove challengers.
Clove challengers have the batters thinking right now where the boundary is going to come from. But thus far, the batters are doing, Saffron strikers batters are doing quite well to try to pick up the singers.
Jackson is wide. Did lucky there to not get penalized by the umpire. Did well to not be penalized, but he wants to make sure and stay on top of things.
I think Jackson is the sort of bowler, he will ask questions, he will put it there and ask you to hit me, and then this deliveries just cause damages.
Oh, again this one cutting back sharply into the right-hander and being cramped for room, and wow, Haston Jackson operating here. He's got some good figures of a 2 for 3. He's had 19 wickets in this championships so far, so he is no slouch. He's going at about just over 19 runs on his average, so he can really cause some trouble. He's not express quick, but he bowls with an upright seam and is able to get some movement off the turf. The shout of catching, but he dissects the offside and the race is on. Will it go? Yes, the ball wins into the ropes and it just ambles over the rope, and another power cracking for it was in fact cracked, but it slowed up a little bit into the outfield, but 4 runs nonetheless.
Yes, Saffron strikers will feel good for this boundary at the moment. The Norwegian is trying to continue to get the runs flowing.
$15 for 1. Rashawn Williams on strike. Time he plays it into the onside. Good looking accomplished stroke there. Just one. Stroke always looked like one.
Yes,
it was neatly played.
Yes, that was a much better delivery by Jackson, bowling to his field.
Just as you can see at the corner, you were just showing at the corner of your screen there. There's a man at the mid-on and a short mid-wicket. There's a man down deep on the mid-wicket boundary and fine leg, squarish fine leg. Fine leg, just a little bit square, but deep. And that was the onside field for Haston Jackson. He's bowling to his field, as you said, Afi Fletcher. Just one delivery remaining in this over.
Let's see how well he can close it off. Thus far, he's gone for 5 in his over.
It's not bad at all. Short and heaving up and dot ball. Living dangerously is Haston Jackson, because he was looking back at the umpire thinking, oh, am I going to be penalized here? But he just, in the umpire's mind, he was just right there on the periphery. So he got the benefit of the doubt. So that brings up the end of the over, the end of over number 3. Final over coming up inside the power play. The Saffron strikers are 16 for 1. They lost the dangerous wicket of Gian Benjamin. Caught Jaron Noel bowled by Preston McSween without scoring.
Saffron strikers will try to maximize this final over in the power play. Try to see how much you can grab from this over before the field is spread.
That would between.
Michael Dubiset is called upon to put the finishing touches on his spell. Maybe McSween wants to make sure he applies the pressure inside this power play. Bring back Michael Dubiset.
Let's go, big man.
Mount some more pressure. So good work behind the stumps there by Hazard. Enjoying him if you're on the feeling side. Hazard, that is. But if you're out there with the bat in your hand, you've got to keep your composure because he's always in your ear like a Q-tip.
Let's go. Let's support him, guys. Someone, come on. Let's work, all right?
He's gone hard, he's gone high, he has spooned it. There's a man coming around to long on and then takes it with comfort and ease and with some zest, just throwing himself down on the ground. Wasn't necessary really, but he did in fact do what was most important, picking up the catch, and that's a good wicket there. And the Saffron strikers, with some more pressure being applied now, boy, are they in a dangerous position. Some deep waters. They're 16 for 2.
Close strikers will be much happy with this wicket. Sending back Williams in the dugout, the man that is in form so far for Saffron strikers. Yeah. Good change of pace there by Dubiset.
Preston McSween was at mid-on and got on there. It settled himself nicely. Fell to the ground after. Just a bit of a show-off there, if you ask me. Wasn't really necessary, but just wanted to make sure that he had it and had it comfortably, taking nothing for granted. And 16 for 2. So Ryan John, the hard-hitting long handle of Ryan John, walks to the crease, always looks very dangerous, very vicious with the bat in his hand when he walks out. Very intimidating. Ryan John, he can smash it around. Yeah, when he holds on to it, it stays hit. But, they will need him. Today, the Saffron strikers will need Ryan John to apply some long handle. He's got a high score of 36 in this form of the game and a strike rate of 182. So they would need him for at least that 36 today.
Yes, definitely. John will need to play a top innings today, a big knock today to help his team. He will need to try and batter all the overs and have a good strike rate. Team relies heavily on him at the moment.
Keep walking, Dubi. I see the edge coming, all right?
This time he's going. This could spell danger here. Just over the head of the field at mid-off. And 2 runs. So Ryan John making his intentions very clear. He's going to belt it. You've got to stay in your half because this guy is not going to leave anything for chance. Picking up 2 runs there. 18 for 2.
Most certainly the fielder has misjudged today and he went over his head, but still managed to make up to cut out the boundary.
And Dubi said, lovely, lovely Dubi.
There's a good shout for leg before. And they get 1 and then the throw came in. And as a result of that, that 1 then went to an overthrow into the boundary. So what should have been just 1 barely has turned into 5.
And you haven't seen much of that from the close challengers, giving away plenty extras.
Immediately the total on the extras has climbed to 6. Now the Saffron strikers are 18 for 2. Michael Dubiset is coming in with a little bit more purpose.
He will be unhappy with his overthrows, it will add to his...
Wouldn't do good for his average at all.
Keep going, guys. Let me start, all right?
Surely he's going to be penalized for that. So extras piling up here for the Saffron Strikers against the Clove challengers.
But you can see what he's trying to do. Attacking field, trying to entice the edge right there of Ryan John's bat.
Pressure on that fella here. Pressure on that fella.
This shout of catch, but not this time. It's going to catch the ropes, and it's going to roll all the way for 4. That's another power aid smashing 4. So Nitram is it's Ryan John, actually.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
true.
Ryan John. Ryan John has raced to 12 of 4 deliveries already. So Ryan John has made his intentions very clear now. He is not going to stick around. He's going to give everything a go once it comes into his half. The end of the power play, as signaled by the umpire. Nice blue, clear skies, as you'd have seen. And it means that we will not possibly have any interruptions due to the rain. No rain in the forecast for this afternoon, according to our friends at the local meteorological office. No rain in the distance. No threat of rain, that should say.
Jackson will continue with his final over.
They need something really big from Haston Jackson. So 4 overs gone. 29 for 2. Good delivery by Haston Jackson. Well played. Batsman should have just, if he had waited just a little bit longer, or maybe opened the face of the bat just a little bit more, he would have dissected that cluster right there and going all the way to the boundary. But yeah, played a flowing drive and peeling out the offside and picking up just 1.
I think Jackson is doing well so far, bowling to his field.
Let's see what he's going to do with Ryan John, because you can't really bowl to a field when a man decides he's got a long handle and he's going to go with you. So let's see what Haston Jackson is going to do, because he's got the demeaning and destructive look of Ryan John to contend with.
Have to get his length right there.
He's bowled him. He's bowled him. Haston Jackson has strike. He's bowled him. And that was an awesome delivery. He's bowled him. And Ryan John has a slow, steady walk back to the dressing room. The fruit of dismissal. Ryan John has been bowled by Jackson for 12. And boy, now they're somewhere out in the deep in the Atlantic Ocean without a lifeboat, these Saffron Strikers.
Yes, he has played all around this. That was a good delivery by Jackson there, deceiving him. And he just almost tumbled over on his face with his delivery.
30 for 3. And Haston Jackson doing well for his average. Came into this tournament with an average of just over 19 per wicket, and he's bowling very well. Some good figures of 2 for 3. And he's not going to get that here now, because he has already gone for 6, but he has picked up the dangerous wicket of Ryan John, and still 4 deliveries remaining in this over.
Clove challengers will look to continue to apply the pressure and not ease up the gas.
Yusuf Jassat has come to the crease. And if there was ever the definition of a mountain ahead of you, this is it here now for him. The left-handed Yusuf Jassat. Sloppy work there by the wicket-keeper. And 4 byes. And Huston Jackson would not appreciate that at all. They might be in a comfortable position, all things equal, but the ball just going through the glove of the wicket-keeper probably needs to turn down the chatter a little bit now and focus on tidying the work behind the stumps, Hazard.
I think that extra bounce caught him a bit. The wild swing and a miss.
Well, he
Just
called for
deceived
it.
him.
The wicketkeeper called for it. He told Jackson to come to the grill of the batsman. He called for it. He should have known it was coming. This time he's asked for Cotty. Oh, just almost right there. The ball was drifting down the leg side. He was going and had to make an adjustment in midair. Good work by the wicketkeeper. Look at it here, Afi.
Could the slips had called for it and go for it? Because it's right in front of the slips.
The slips was a little bit far back. The slips, I don't think the slips would have made it. Maybe the slips was just a little too far back. But, wow, that would have been an awesome take had Hazard hold on to it. Look at it again.
Slips, stay right there. If they'd call and come for it, probably.
Maybe. Maybe. But all sorts of excitement.
Well, that's good.
Everything that can happen is happening here now at the National Stadium in St. George's, Grenada.
Well, that was good effort by the keeper, though, to redirect his direction.
He's going right and changed his direction and had to go left and was right there. Just got the tip of the glove to it. He held on to that. Hazard would have been talking for a month.
I think he's trying to hit that ball too hard. Annoyed with himself there.
Sometimes just opening the face and guiding it and, playing a more tempered stroke would have yielded 2 runs for him.
Probably he need to assess a bit more and feel how the ball coming off the bat.
The pressure being mounted. Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him. Huston Jackson has struck again. He's bowled him. And boy, what are we looking at here? Because Yusuf Jassat had his head in the air. His bat was coming from a cross point. It was never straight. His head was in the air. And you can hear the sound of the leather crashing into the stumps. And Jackson has gone without scoring. And Yusuf has gone without scoring. And boy, more boiling water here for the Saffron strikers. They're not striking at all. They're 34 for 4 inside the 5th over.
We saw this coming. That was smart of Jackson. He was giving himself room and he bowled straight at the stump. So I thought that was good thinking by the bowler.
Excellent thinking, Afi Fletcher. Those of you wondering, well, Afi Fletcher, of course, she started to play for the West Indies women back in 2008, I think it was.
Yes.
And since then, she's been in and out of the squad, and she went back in 2015 and has been playing ever since. Knocked up a good century the other day, I think I heard. Scored some runs.
That was the Windward Island tournament.
Windward Islands tournament. Yeah, well, a century is a century in any format of the game. In my limited time of cricket, wasn't able to see a century at all. So the voice of the experience, Afi Fletcher there. Delroy John is going to join us after this over. And Afi is going to have herself a Dasani water break. So all the excitement taking place here. 2 wickets coming off the Huston Jackson over, which has just ended now. Here's a thick outside edge. There's a chance for Court. Almost. Just almost. And the fielder is down on the boundary there. Yeah, he's down. He was traveling a whole lot of distance looking for it. That looks like Amikel Dubisset. And he was really traveling for it, looking for it, and looked as if something somewhere on his right leg may have just been tweaked. So immediately he's receiving some attention. And the Clove challengers really would not want to lose Amikel Dubisset not at this stage of the tournament, but he's been looked at, he's been attended there. And wow, this is not a good sight. Immediately the shoe on the right foot is off, and it looks like the ankle. Looks like the right ankle.
Hope it's not too serious.
Wow. Amical Dubisset being assisted off the field, and it's not a welcome sight for the Clove challengers. They'll be praying now, not just to continue doing well, but praying to ensure that Dubisset is okay. But that would bring the substitute onto the field. That's Sean Andrew. He will be coming on to replace the just recently injured Amical Dubisset, who was really traveling fast, looking for a catch, and wow. And while that is happening, of course, we say hello and good afternoon to Clyde Rondell John. So Stephen Nettram and Daryl Cyrus is there. Nettram is on 4 after 11, and Cyrus not facing a delivery yet, so he still holds with no score. 34 for 4 at the start of the 5th over. This time Ned is turned into the onside, just in front of square for 1. So Daryl Cyrus turns Ned into the onside for a quick single, and the score moves on to 36 for 4. Clyde Rondell John. Which name do you use first most of the time? You've got 3 first names.
Okay, so it depends on the occasion, it depends on the place.
This time Ned is working hard. The shout of catch, and he takes it. That's a brilliant effort there. Good catch. It was low. It was traveling like a rocket low to the ground, but a good catch taken there by Shakim Charles in the offside, and more trouble sinking deep. The anchor is hung around the necks, and boy, are the Saffron strikers in trouble now. 36 for 5.
Yeah, definitely a bit of trouble out there for the Saffron strikers. Again, Cinnamon Pacers, they are keeping pace with what is happening. They have shown that they have a really good bowling unit, and they are out for business.
Well, the Saffron strikers in some serious trouble. The Clove challengers are well on top here now. And at 36 for 5 inside the 6th over, just 5.5 overs gone. This could mean what could probably be the lowest score of the tournament, because all things equal now, going at a rate of just over 6.5 runs per over. All things equal, they're going to get to about 66, and that, I do believe, will not pose any serious threat for these Clove challengers. But that brings up the end of the... No, Ned still will continue, because he's just bowled 3 overs. He's gone for 2 runs, picking up just 1 wicket. And let's see what he's going to do now, because he's got Daryl Cyrus there, and St. Paul, who has now come to the crease. So Javel St. Paul will take strike. He's cramped him for room. It's good bowling here by these Clove challengers. They've kept on point, they've stayed on mark, they've stayed on course, operating just inside that dangerous bit of acreage in front of the batsman there.
Yeah, the pace of the bowlers, I think this is what is really surprising a lot of the batsmen. They're really coming through at a decent pace, good clip, everyone has bowled, really good areas, and not giving the batsmen chance to free the arms, not giving them any freebie. Have to work for it.
This time he's flashing and wayward outside the off stump, but nothing there, just a dot ball.
Again, very clever bowling by Ned. Another slower delivery. St. Paul, seeing that one pitched up, is looking to go over the top. Just missing there because outfoxed by Ned.
Ned does, in fact, mix it up from time to time. He can just run in quickly, and then he can disguise the slower delivery so well because he's low to the ground. He's a short man. This time, a slower delivery right there on target, but well spotted by St. Paul. Just speaking about the slow delivery, and immediately Darren Ned came up with it, and it was well negotiated. Brings up the end of the over. After 6, the Saffron Strikers are 36 for 5.
Yeah, really good, exciting contest there. I know Preston would have been looking forward to this game. Having Cyrus, having Johnny, having Benjamin in that setup there. To be on top of these guys, I know he must be feeling good as the captain out there and marshalling his troops really well and really setting some good fields, asking them to come at him, and he's doing really well to peg them back.
So Dana George just took a brilliant catch. It wasn't George.
Let's go, guys.
He was the guy who stopped it. He made a brilliant field somewhere in the offside. I think it was in the cover region.
Guys, we done by 10
Delivery
now.
that was well struck, had 4 written all over it.
Yeah,
And Dana George stayed low and saved 4 runs. Now he's got the ball in his hand.
Hey! Keep going.
Slow, wide.
Keep walking.
Very slow delivery there from George.
Ned.
Could have seen the maker's
go,
name
George.
on the
Let's go,
ball.
Georgie.
It was that slow.
Georgie,
Again, using the variation of the left-hander, just
Let's go.
away from the right-hander, so Cyrus had to reach. So
go, Darren.
right away, he's using his variations, George.
Good work behind the stumps there from Hazard. And boy, is he having a good match. Save and accept a ball that went through his hands for 4 byes. He's been having a pretty good game.
Yeah, they're really buzzing out there. They're really buzzing. You can hear him. You can hear he's always choppy. And so, he's just encouraging the guys to really keep it tight. Good, lively stuff there.
Another slower delivery. This time the shout of catch. But it would land safely. And the thought of 2 would have been very dangerous there. With just the 1 coming off of it. Another slow delivery from George. You could see the stitch on the ball. It was that slow. But and that's not a bad thing, obviously, because had it had more pace in the delivery, the ball would have traveled a little bit further, which could have seen a boundary. So brilliant work by the fielding team. Miscued there by the batsman. Daryl Cyrus. Well, now St. Paul has been brought into strike. 37 for 5.
Backward.
This time he's gone hard and high and up there, and the shout of catch, but it lands safely. It went high up in the air and nowhere far really. And just one. Just one. Living dangerously are these Saffron Strikers. They're really trying to get on with it now. They've got to. There's no other choice now but to get on with it.
Yeah, 38 for 5. You definitely need them to get on. They must get as close to 100 as possible to make a really good game of this. Can they get there?
Catch him.
Shout of catch again.
Okay,
this time
that's
it will
fine.
go for 4.
That's the first boundary in 7 overs, okay?
Peeling off the outside
okay,
edge,
fine,
and it will go into the boundary. Another power 8 cracking 4, and a welcome boundary for the Saffron Strikers, this time being struck by Daryl Cyrus. So he moves on to 6 after facing just 5 deliveries, and the score now 42 for 5.
The objective, no changes. Dot ball
good
at
going
1
there
and
by
we're
the-
lovely.
By the Clove challengers, they're really looking to put a challenge
ball and 1,
to
yeah?
the Saffron Strikers. Cyrus needs to respond and respond well.
Get him out, please. That's a catch.
Another chance there, just going down, just barely making it. The pace of the ball coming off, and some indecent work in the field there. I think it could have been
Come on, guys. Come on.
the substitute, not sure.
No, that's Jaron Noel.
That's Jaron Noel. He's wearing number 19 on his back, Jaron Noel. What should have been one, but took his eyes off of it and misfielded. So one is turned into two. The Saffron Strikers wouldn't mind that. They've moved up to 44 for 5 after 7.
Yeah, the score 44 for 5 after 7. They're going to need to work hard to get close to that 100 or even past the 100 mark. Cyrus is there. He can strike a couple, but with the way the Clove challengers have been bowling, I'm not sure that they can really get it over the boundary ropes as often as they need.
You keep saying close to 100. I don't even think they've got 100 in their sights now, because with this projected score, all things equal, they're going to only get to 63, just 3 overs remaining, 18 deliveries. So I don't see how you can score, 56 runs in 18 deliveries, unless, of course, you're Chris Gale and Brian Lara. Neither of them are outside there today. This time he's driving well. Maybe he will put me to shame. Just about 4 now. Good shot, opening the face of the bat and guiding it down. Good shot, 4 runs. And a welcome boundary there by the Saffron Strikers. Looked very accomplished in his stroke, Javel St. Paul. And well done, 4 runs, 48 for 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Jason. Knowing the likes of St. Paul and Cyrus, you know they will go after it. They will not ease up. They will give everything. And so I know that definitely they're looking to push close to the 100.
Oh, just one, quick one. I tell you, you keep saying 100, but Lightning has to strike in the same place about 16 times, not just twice for that to happen. You see, Lightning don't strike in the same place twice. It needs to strike in the same place about 16 times now for this to happen, because with 16 deliveries remaining, just 49 runs on the board.
Well, 16 sixes is possible still, Jason.
The call is 1. There will only be 1.
So let's bring it down to 15. 15 sixes gives them a really healthy total.
You continue to believe in miracles. I say faith without wisdom is worse than no faith at all. And you're having faith, you must apply wisdom to it. This time he's going and gone over the Dream 11 signboard, and it's gone all the way for a power 8 maximum. The first power 8 maximum of the day for the Saffron Strikers, and it comes in the 8th over, 56 for 5, with Javel St. Paul moving on to 12, and that was the first power 8 maximum.
14 more to go, Jason.
No comment?
Yeah, really good striking by St. Paul, and this is what is required if they're going to really challenge a good total. Good response by Ned.
Of course. The batsman has a helmet on, so you can feel free to bang one in ever so often. You know he's not going to be severely damaged if ever he's hurt at all. This time he's struck him, it's going, it's gone again, another 6. Well, look at that now. They've gone to the aerial route and another power 8 maximum. And boy, this is shaping up to be some finish here now. 62 for 5. At the end of over number 8, 62 for 5 are the Saffron Strikers.
As I was telling you, Jason, it struck twice in 1 over. So let's hope that it can strike again and again and again. They're not going to give up. I know, I can tell you, this unit have been playing some good cricket in the past seasons, and they will want to continue to make sure that they give their fans the sort of,
guys, we ready yet?
entertainment that they are accustomed to giving, and so they're not going to back down. Definitely, you can see a few more maximums once these two remain out there. Quick partnership of 26 of just a few deliveries.
Nothing.
Just hugged inside the onside for one. So the current run rate has moved to 7.71. Just climbed from where it was about 2 overs ago, ably assisted by those power aid maximums by Javel St. Paul.
Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong now.
St. Paul striking at 218 off some 9 deliveries. Can he go again?
Oh, this time he's looking to hoist him again over mid-wicket, and another dot ball. So the umpire has signaled that that's one over the shoulder. Dana George in his second over, just going for 9 runs so far. So he has bowled pretty well. This time he gets him again. It goes high. It goes high. It's standing in the air. 2 fielders converging under it, and they made a mess of it. Oh, 2 fielders, Preston McSween, one of them, and the other one, it looks like Shakim Charles. So McSween and Charles was really converging on it. Clearly, there was no communication between them. It stood in the air for a while, and wow, they both made a mess of it.
Let's go there now. Let's go there.
Disappointing stuff there from the Clove challengers, but no doubt the Saffron strikers, they would love that. They enjoyed that. And this time he goes aerial route again for sure. This time he's going to get a boundary 4. A power 8 cracking 4. So guess what? Javel St. Paul has turned on the heat. He's now moved on to 24, 69 for 5.
A while ago we were asking for it and he's responded. 69 for 5, putting back some pressure onto the Clove challengers. And so you see the drop catches, you see some of the missed field. They need to keep their composure and look to continue to strangle the Saffron strikers. But good response so far.
Well, Dana George, he has got 2 deliveries remaining. This time a shorter delivery and a good call for a stumping, but no, the umpire is not interested. And boy, are we having some excitement now out here, because Javel St. Paul has made up his mind that he is going to go for broke. He's raced to 24. The partnership so far has yielded 33 runs.
We're not finish strong, all right? We need to finish strong, guys. Come on, let's go.
As that encouraging as ever.
This time he's going. Oh, this one, anything that hard and high needs to have a flight attendant attached to it. It's gone all the way, another power 8 maximum.
Definitely good strike in there by St. Paul. We asked that somebody respond, and the Saffron strikers, they are responding. Clove challengers, they're put under the pump right now. And so definitely game on, Jason.
Another power 8 maximum. He got it, and he got it off the meat of the bat. And boy, did it travel.
Preston needs to be, thinking how would he finish. So it seems like he will go to the penultimate. 1 over remaining, and he's going to be the person bowling that 1 over. How much can they get? That would be the question.
Well, if they want to get to 100, they need to score 25 runs off this Preston McSween over. And anything is possible. But if I'm a betting man, I wouldn't bet against Preston McSween, not here. He's a left-handed medium pacer. I say medium. He's a fast medium. He was a lot faster in his more youthful days. But age has a way of adjusting the pressure on your knees when you're coming in. This time he's going. There's a man under it. Is he going to take it? Yes, he does. And yes, oh no. It stayed in his hand for a while, and then it just came out.
So he's out. He's out. Noel taking a very simple catch. Cyrus goes. Cyrus goes. So another twist in the tail.
I'm not quite sure of that. It did look like Preston McSween, the fielder down there, sorry. Did it look like he had total control of the delivery? Let's look at this.
Yeah, I think he has control of it. It's in his hands.
Let's look at it.
In his hands. Yeah, that's completed. That's completed. There's no doubt about that. That's completed, Jason.
I'm not quite sure about that. I am yet to be convinced. I didn't think he had total control of it. Someone is lucky that the third umpire replay is not requested here, because did he have total control of it? Look at it again.
Yeah, let's look at the time that he has it in his hands. Yeah, that's
the ball is
good.
on the floor. The ball is on the carpet. I didn't think he had total control of it. Affy Fletcher might just be agreeing with me here, but that's water under the bridge. In the meantime, they cross for one. So the Saffron strikers may feel just a little bit aggrieved there, but wow, this is interesting. In the meantime, they have gone to 76 for 6. And the new batsman on strike, Sherman Lewis, already scored 1. Javel St. Paul is there on 30. He's on strike. Javel St. Paul is on strike. Preston McSween. Surely he has to be penalized here, McSween. Of course he is. So the extra is being piled on, and the score mounting up. The required now, well, the current run rate now, that should be, is just over 8.25 runs per over.
Yeah, a really good comeback. After 7 overs, they were 44. Now they're 75 for 6. So good comeback.
He's bowled him. Preston McSween has finally got the wicket of Javel St. Paul. And bowling wicket to wicket, the experience of Preston McSween picking up the wicket of Javel St. Paul, 77 for 7, with 3 legal deliveries remaining in this Saffron Strikers innings.
Beautiful delivery by McSween. Coming in hard there and just delivering a slow ball back at the St. Paul through the shot way too quickly, cannoning into the stump. So really good use of the slower ball there by McSween. In there, right in there, Yorker length. Nothing St. Paul could do. Good response by McSween.
I think that looks like Jamie Buddy. That has now been called to negotiate these last 3 deliveries from Preston McSween. So Buddy could do something extra special here. Anything short of 3 dot balls against Preston McSween will be considered a plus. If he does in fact get to the boundary on any of those 3, he will be praised for it. If he gets 3 maximums, then he has cemented his place in the team for the remainder of the season. There's a drifting down leg, McSween, is he? But just one. Just one.
Yeah, good strong over there by McSween, just ensuring that he calms everything down with these double strikes. So definitely took responsibility and is really leading the Clove challenge as well.
Sherman Lewis is there on 1. The last over to fall. Javel St. Paul, bowled by Preston McSween for 30. McSween has 2 legal deliveries remaining in this innings. He's a inside edge. Went all the way through, slice and dice, just missing the stumps and crashing into the fine leg boundary for 4. So fortune favors the brave. When you go hard, you go brave, or you go home. So Sherman Lewis picks up a boundary. However it is, the scorecard will read a boundary off Preston McSween. The score has moved on to 82 for 7 with 1 legal delivery remaining. This time he's going over the head of Preston McSween. They cross for one. It will land safely. Are they going to come back for the second? Yes, they come back for the second. Is it going to be completed? The umpire says you're out. And he's going to keep on running because that's the end of it. It's a fruited dismissal. But more importantly, it's the end of the innings. 82 for 7 after 10 overs. So Sherman Lewis being run out in the process. And 82 for 7. So the Clove challengers will need, no, 83 for 8, sorry. 83 for 8 because they did in fact complete one run. So it's 83 for 8 and the Clove challengers will need 84 runs to win. Gettable or not?
Well, looking at the batting of the Clove challengers, I think it is gettable. It's not too steep. It's just around 8.3 runs over. As I always say, one maximum, and you make the rest in singles, or you get a 2 fortuitous edges, and right there you have 8 runs. So definitely a gettable score. It would take sensible batting, but knowing that the Saffron strikers, they have really good bowling that can put you under pressure, it makes for a really enticing contest.
Really and truly the scorecard there for the Saffron strikers. Save and accept 10 by Daryl Cyrus and 30 by Javel St. Paul. Everything else looks like an overseas number. 804606000. So everything else there looks like an overseas number. But really, that was the batting. Nothing to really write home about save and accept. A good cameo by Javel St. Paul. 30. Played really well for his 30. And Daryl Cyrus not out on 10 after facing 9 deliveries. And 3 maximums, of course, the 3 maximums coming from St. Paul. Only 3 maximums in this innings coming from the bat of St. Paul. And boy, did he strike it well. And we've got to go down on the field because just before we get into the bowling figures, because Kerry is down there and Kerry is down there with Jaron Noel. Kerry, talk to us.
All right, thank you very much, Jason. We have here with us Jaron Noel. Jaron, what do you think of your team performance in the field today?
Well, I thought we had a good day outing, but after the power play, I thought we relaxed too much, letting them score up to 84 runs.
Your team seems to have been banking a lot on the seamers, and they have delivered for you once again for the third time in the tournament.
Yes, well, I mean, the seamers has been bowling well, so we stick to them. We try our best to execute our plans, and so far it's been working for us.
All right, talking about the fielding, you guys would have done relatively well in the field so far. Some good catches. Yours on the top end of the ground, probably one of the best catches in the tournament.
Yes, well, to be honest, I didn't thought I would have reached it, but I backed myself to go, and thankfully I reached there.
All right, your team scored, you gave up about 83 off the 10 overs. What do you think your chances are for hauling down the total?
Well, I mean, once we get off to a good start, I back my players to chase down the score easily.
All right, well, Jay, all the best to you guys for this match and the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, I was a confident sounding Jaron Noel of the Clove Challengers.
All right, well, thank you very much there, Kerry. And you're speaking to Jaron Noel, and of course, you spoke to him about the bowling figures. And really and truly, Amikel Dubisset just picking up one of his 2 overs for 9. And more importantly for him, the Clove challengers are watching him because he had to be helped off the field going for a catch and damaged his right ankle, it seemed. Don't know where that is going to go just yet. We're going to wait on a report from that. Darren Ned, of course, picking up 1 wicket from his 2 overs, going for 20. He was the most, one of the most expensive because the other expensive bowler was Dana George, who went for 21 off his 2, not picking up any. But the wickets really, Preston McSween, who picked up 3. But for me, the more impressive one was Huston Jackson, who bowled his 2 overs for only 6 runs and picking up 2 wickets at the crucial point of the game.
Yeah, really good spell by Jackson. Definitely a big find for the Clove challengers. It's good to see them. They're looking a really good unit, especially the bowling unit. Had a bad season last season. Now, they're really looking on point, and so they seem all set to, be at the top for this season.
All right, well, the Clove challengers, they're without a loss in this tournament. So far, they've got a perfect record, playing 2, winning 2. This is their 3rd encounter. They would love to keep that lose column very clear. And let's see how they're going to respond, because they require 84 runs to win if they want to do that. The Saffron Strikers, of course, would fancy their chances because they feel they're a good fielding team and they've got some decent bowling as well. So they've got Ryan John and Sherman Lewis, of course, can throw down a few. So let's wait and see what they will do. We will come back for the reply from the Clove Challengers. They need 84 runs to win. And when we come back, we will go out to the middle because the chase will be on.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
The Dream 11 Spike-Style T10 Season 3 is here. The biggest and most exciting T10 white ball cricket action in the entire region. April 25th to May 9th, Grenada National Stadium. 6 teams, 15 days of cricket action, 13 matches. The biggest names in local and regional cricket. Reppin', Bailiff Blasters, Damon Smith, Neil Pascal, Nutmeg Warriors, Andre Fletcher, Johnson Jaws, Saffron Strikers, Darrell Cyrus, Roland Cato, Cinnamon Pacers, Shondell Regis, Larry Edwards, Clove Challengers, Preston McSween, Darren Ned, Ginger Generals, Johan Jeremiah, Landon Lawrence. 2 matches per day, 12 midday and 2:30 p.m. Will defending champs, Bailiff Blasters do it again. Only time will tell. Catch all the action at the Grenada National Stadium and online on the Grenada Cricket Association Facebook page. Dream 11 Spike-Style T10 Season 3. Spice, cricket, and vibes.
Well, we are here for the reply. The chase is on. We are here for the reply. The Saffron Strikers, they got to 83 for 8. So the Clove Challengers, they're in search of 84 runs to maintain a clean slate. And led by Preston McSween, the Clove Challengers really looking to maintain their top position here. Haston Jackson is outside there in the middle. And with him is Javid Hazard. So Jackson and Hazard and Kem Charles will operate from the River Road end. 84 runs required from 10 overs. Immediately runs coming off the bat, and another cracking for the very first one of this innings for the Clove Challengers, and Haston Jackson not wasting any time. He's got his foot to the pedal. Immediately 4 runs.
Given the weight, and he was smashed over extra cover.
You don't give Haston Jackson any room. This time he's going back over the bowler. Another 4. Another power 8 cracking 4 into the Dream 11 signboard down there. And Haston Jackson has stepped up and he is showing out.
This time he catches this one on the full and he placed it in a good area, finding the gap.
He's always safe over the bowler's head. Always back past the bowler. Very safe, especially when it's struck with that kind of velocity. Kem Charles. Oh, this time it's a good comeback. He's beaten Jackson.
Yes, good answer by the bowler. Good response.
Shot, given the width and given the treatment and given the punishment. Will it race to the boundary? Just inside. They cross for 1, decided against the second. And Haston Jackson has moved on to 9 quickly after 4 deliveries. And Javid Hazard is now going to face the music.
It was good moving around by the field that cut it down to 1 run.
Really would have wanted to do more with that. Straight to the fielder, but the overthrows and picking up a single. So even when there should not have been a run, the Clove Challengers still picking up a single. And Haston Jackson, wearing number 47 on his back, moves into strike. The Clove Challengers are 10 without loss in the first over already. 1 legal delivery remaining. So, drifting down leg, the umpire says, yes, he's gone. The umpire raises the finger, and Haston Jackson really doesn't look too impressed about that. He rehearsed the shot as to show the umpire, listen, this was always going down leg. I've got a leg stump guard. But the umpire says, no, he thinks it was going on to hit, and disappointment from Haston Jackson. He doesn't believe that he was treated fairly, but that's the story. 10 for 1, and the Saffron Strikers have struck in the first over. At the end of the first over, the Clove Challengers are 10 for 1, picking up the dangerous wicket of Haston Jackson.
Yes, good response by the bowler. Getting the breakthrough. This is what they was looking for, and they got it.
Well, Darren Ned has been called upon to come outside and steady this Clove Challengers ship. And Haston Jackson really was convinced that there was no way he could have been out-legged before there. But, well, he's got to find a way to console himself. In the meantime, he can have a fruited juice because the fruited dismissal in the first over. And Haston Jackson perishing for 9.
I think the Saffron Strikers did well to bounce back and put a decent total on the scoreboard.
Yeah. because they were in some really deep waters. They were way out in the Atlantic without a lifeboat really inside the first 5 overs. And they came back and was able to put 83 runs on the board. Yes, I'm agreeing with you there totally. This one is turning into the onside. Just one.
Good start by Alexander. As you can see what Alexander is trying to do, bowl it into him based on the feel he have set.
This time he's just playing it back up, and Alexander does his own tidy work. This time he's belting him over the onside, and that looks like it will have traveled all the way for just one bounce going over the rope. So another power 8 cracking 4, and boy, it was low. It went like a rocket. It went like a rocket, and Javed Hazard, or was it Ned?
Seems like Ned.
Seems like Ned, yes. Yeah. Ned. Ned made no mistake about it. It was low and struck firmly. Just one bounce over the mid-off boundary for 4.
Hit it well.
Oh, this time is over the head of the bowler and all the way a power 8 maximum for 6. So Darren Ned has decided he's not going to hang around and allow these Saffron strikers to build any momentum. He's going to beat them off the good line.
Just clearing the front leg there and holding his ship and hit well.
He's going with him again over the top. Is it going to go all the way? Yes, it does. Another power 8 maximum. So back-to-back maximums here for Darren Ned. He's raced to 16 off 4 deliveries.
You don't want to be over-pitching it based on how he's hitting it at the moment.
You've got to learn to stay in your half in this format of the game. Very little room for error.
Work there. Finish well, don't mind that. We hit 6 in store, man. Keep going, boys. One win in the tail, fellas.
See adjustment in the field there. They push back long off.
Called for 1 but decided against it. And that's the end of the over. So after 2, 27 for 1.
Alexander went for 17 in this over. Captain will bring himself on. Daryl Cyrus. Ensuring that he gets his field placement right.
So Daryl Cyrus will be operating from the River Road end.
Work, skipper. Oh yes, good start, skip.
So rushing into the batsman. Doesn't give the ball a lot of flight at all, Daryl Cyrus. You think he would be a more dangerous bowler if he does flight it a little bit more, allowing the ball to grip on the surface? The call of catch is, but he's going to catch that only if he's behind the ropes. A power 8 maximum, so Javed Hazard gets in on the action as well.
Yes, that was well struck. Outside there again, giving him the width, and he makes no mistake with it. Give this one a bit of flight, but just a little bit too much arms.
You can give it a flight, but you've got to maintain that line. Better delivery. Good comeback, just the one from it. Gave that one flight as well, but this time brought it closer to the batsman, not giving him the opportunity to free his arms.
Yeah, nothing to get under it. He couldn't get under it.
This time he's flat again, and this time he's given the treatment. He has pushed it through almost like a medium pacer, and it was cracked into the boundary for another power 8 smashing 4. So, well, look at this here. Darren Ned has raced to 20, and this partnership, even though it has now started, has raced to 28 already.
Ned is striking it over 300 at the moment.
Just the one.
Went for it again, but miscued.
Keep going, Scotty. Keep going, skipper. Wanna win the tail, man. Let's work, fellas.
I think Saffron Strikers players is a bit flat at the moment.
Well, they need to find some pep in their step. They need to bounce around. Somebody needs to encourage or lead the encouragement from the start, because, boy, they need it. So after 3, they're 39 for 1. That Daryl Cyrus over going for 12 already. Delaney Alexander went for 17 off his one. And now we've got, it looks like Ryan John. Is it? Yes. Ryan John. We called into the attack. We saw Ryan John just slowing up in his last outing, slowing up the ball, not pushing it through very quickly, so that you can take the pace off the ball, so that the batsmen would have to work a lot harder. Our view there shows us a really nice panoramic view of the hills just behind the GFA building, and we're going across to the Darbo area, and then coming all the way down into this awesome ground, this awesome cricket ground, the St. George's Cricket Ground in Grenada, which stands named after Junior Murray Roy Lewis, and a players' pavilion named in honor of Devon Smith. And Ryan John is bowling, and he's playing well. That is Darren Ned all the way through the offside, and 4 runs into the boundary. Another power 8 cracking 4. Given some width and opening the face of the bat and playing it square of the wicket. Well played, good shot, well driven.
Yes, that was well driven by Ned. Well placed.
So immediately, Ryan John has been punched, driven for 4. Full delivery and a no ball. So that means free hit coming up. And with the way Darren Ned is playing, he would love the sound of knowing he's got a free hit. Boy, because he was hitting them freely even before he was given this free hit. So he's already had 2 power 8 maximums in this innings. He's on 25 after 9 deliveries. He's got a free hit now. Ryan John. Good afternoon to my friend Zico in St. David. Wish he could have been speaking to Ryan John right now, coaching him. See what Ryan John is going to do. He made a mess of it, Darren Ned. Really, he was just standing there and stretched for it. Should have been made of elastic. You would have gotten it, but nothing onto it. So Ryan John would love that.
I think the way how Ned was holding his shape and hitting it, he should have done the same thing again. But this time he looked for power and just losing his shape a bit.
Form is important. Short, lifting up. There's a feeler settling on it, and he takes it. Good catch. So Ryan John, good comeback from Ryan John. And the Saffron Strikers have picked up another wicket. The Clove Challengers are now 44 for 2. Darren Ned is gone, caught by Lewis off the bowling of Ryan John. The ball rushed onto him, Affy Fletcher, and he was in the shot very, very late.
He was no position to play the shot at all. And just splice off the edge, top edge, and easy catch by the third man.
Sometimes, even at this stage of the game, leaving a ball alone is a safe bet, especially when it's all the way up there. He may have even gotten away with the umpire signaling, telling Ryan John, well, that's one for the over.
I think it was kind of under.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe just wishful thinking for Ryan John, maybe.
It's a bit under, man.
I wouldn't argue with the voice of cricketing experience, Affy Fletcher. She is captain Grenada, she is captain Windwards, and she's played for the West Indies women, so who am I to argue?
The great commentator who sees a lot of cricket and comment on it too.
Posted a video on my WhatsApp status earlier on this morning showing that I've still got a little form and class and was well received. I'll share it on Facebook maybe tomorrow. It's flashing this time, and wayward so too. Flashing outside the off stump, and boy, it's totally unnecessary there. So Ryan John has his tail up and he's rushing into Andrew.
Yes, the previous delivery had worked and got him the wicket, so he tried it again and see.
Careless Andrew, he should remember why he's at the wicket, so you don't want to do the same thing. There's a good delivery right up there in the block hole, and Ryan John is bowling a really good spell here. He's right up there looking for the Yorker. Maybe the line was just a little bit wrong. Could have come maybe a little bit more middle and off. It was always drifting down leg, but nonetheless, just one. You wouldn't mind just the single coming off that delivery, Affy?
It was well played by the batter still and still managed to get a single. So they needed 39 of 37 balls.
Ryan John this time, much better. Finding the right line, finding the right length. Perfect delivery in the block hole. Good Yorker length delivery. 45 for 2. 39 runs needed of 36 balls. So the equation is not as elasticized as you would want to think. But we do believe that we will have a good finish, because our picture there shows us very light clouds and fading away in the distance. Clear blue skies even at this time of the afternoon. It's nearing 4 o'clock local time in Spice Country, Grenada. To those of you viewing your cricket at the office and still stuck at the office and viewing it, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday are good days for you to join us here at the National Stadium and get in on the action.
I think the game in a decent position does for pretty much balance for both teams. But I think if the batters apply themselves properly, then the wicket is good for batting. So if Clove Challengers apply themselves properly, then, you know, they could come out victorious.
Sherman Lewis has been called into the attack. So Sherman Lewis will come from River Road, the River Road end. So Sherman Lewis, and he's going to be heading to Kellis Andrew. Andrew, who's on 1, just come to the wicket after the fall of Javed Hazard. After the fall of Darren Ned. Hazard is there. He's not out on 9. So the 2 wickets going down. Haston Jackson, leg before. Still believe he was not leg before, but he had to walk. The umpire said what he said, and he's got to respect that. He was leg before of the bowling of Charles for 9, and Darren Ned caught Lewis, bowled by Ryan John for 25. This time he's skying it. This is danger here, danger here. Yes, the wicket falls. It's a good catch taken at short mid-wicket, and Kellis Andrew is gone. Andrew is gone for 1 of the bowling of Sherman Lewis. So immediately Sherman Lewis comes into play and gets a wicket off after his second delivery, and the Clove challengers in a serious spot of bother here, Affy Fletcher.
Yes, the batter was crammed there and he have no room to get any elevation or power through the shot. And the fielder makes no mistake and held on to this one.
Well, Reynald Charles is going to be the new batsman coming in. Really, as you said, he was cramped for room, and just a good, simple regulation catch being taken there. So, Kellis Andrew, scored by Charles, I think it was. Kem Charles. Yes, Kem Charles was there. And safe hands by Kem Charles, making no mistake about it, of the bowling of Sherman Lewis. We're inside the 5th over. 45 for 3.
Clove challengers currently going at a rate of 10 and requires 6 runs and over. So they definitely wouldn't want to let this get away from them.
Even more sad now, what we're seeing is apparently one of the fielders of the Saffron Strikers is being assisted off the field by his teammate, and it looks like the physio is limping off his right leg again. Didn't see anything outside there that would looked as if it induced any damage. So no doubt a substitute will be called into play. The umpire just waiting for the fielder to go off as he gets to the edge of the circle. And so I can't see why really that Sean Williams there on the fine leg boundary assisting. This time he's playing it and playing it well, delicately played, but just one, smartly played, but just one. So that was Anil Matthew that was down there. He's the substitute. Anil Matthew is already the substitute. Still trying to see who's the fielder, who's that was off. Didn't catch his number. Couldn't make him out from here. I think it's Yusuf. Yes, Yusuf Jasat. Oh, he's beaten him. What a gem of a delivery, a peach of a delivery. And Sherman Lewis got some lift, and he ball hitting the seam and just coming to the batsman, coming a little bit higher onto him. Didn't really expect it to lift that much. Did well to pull away in the nick of time.
Squaring him up there.
Got away with a coat of varnish. Needs to say thanks to the maker for the extra coat of varnish on the bat. Good shot this time. Well played, but down to backward a square for just one. And some good batting there by Javed Hazard. So getting on the inside of it and just turning it down to backward a square. The Clove challengers will really need Hazard to bat all the way through, because if he doesn't do that, these 38 runs from 32 deliveries would seem like Mount Everest.
Most definitely. You just take it off my mouth there.
Dot delivery to end the over. So after 5, 47 for 3 are the Clove challengers. Affy Fletcher will enjoy a Dasani water break, and she will watch from the air-conditioned windows of the commentary booth, while Rondell Clyde John will slip into the chair and take us through the next 5 overs.
Good afternoon again, Jason.
What are your predictions now? 47 for 3, the Clove Challengers, requiring 37 runs off 30 deliveries. Where were the Saffron Strikers at this stage of the game?
At this stage of the game, after 5 overs, the Saffron Strikers, they would have been 34 for 4. 1 less wicket and a couple more runs are the Clove Challengers. I think the difference would be the power play. They really took advantage of the power play, sending their batters, get on with it. And so now they can rotate the strike and they can really, pick up the odd boundary. Makes life easy for them.
All right, well, Javel St. Paul, I think it looks like, will be called into the attack. He's wearing number 2 on his back. He's going to be charging in from the Darbo end. He's penalized for it, really. Dropped it halfway down the wicket.
I think that was a good delivery. There's something to surprise Hazard to make sure that he knows that there is no letting up.
I have a different view as a bowler. When you run in that hard and you bend your back and bowl a bouncer, there's no need in dropping it halfway down the wicket. It needs to touch the batsman on some part of his body. There's a loud appeal for caught behind. The umpire finger goes up. The dreaded finger is raised, and he's gone. He is gone. Javed Hazard is gone. Caught at the wicket for 10. This here is some serious twist in this tale.
Yeah, definitely a big wicket there. Hazard, who looks really dejected, went hard after it. Seemed to be a noise coming from, and he goes.
He looks very disappointing. Didn't think maybe he got anything onto it, so don't know. But of course, if only they had the replay, our friends over on the other side, the technical team of TNR Communications, they can give us the details down to the edge of the bat, but we wouldn't do that, not today, because the standing umpire is not asking for it.
Yeah, Hazard looking to really get onto that one and seemed to be just a faint edge, something. I think everybody went up. The way they went up, everybody heard something. And so the umpire himself may have heard something and raised the dreaded finger. But again, the strike is an important one, Jason.
Shakim Charles now comes in, and Javel St. Paul, no doubt after one delivery picking up a wicket, would love his chances here. Mind games being played.
36 deliveries more important, 36 runs more importantly, 29 deliveries. So it's all to play for.
36 from 29. A required weight of just over 7 3/4. And French cut, as we call it, inside.
More importantly, a dot ball.
Dot ball.
So the pressure would be on, Jason.
Yeah, these Saffron strikers here, even though they got to 83, they knew getting to 83 was really hard work. So they value that hard work, so they are prepared to defend it at any cost. He's flashing outside the off stump again, dangerously so. Maybe he didn't realize what happened to Javed a while ago. So Shakim Charles offering the same stroke, and the eyes opened. The wicketkeeper eyes opened bright like sunshiny Sunday morning daylight.
Yeah,
he's got to be careful now.
A lot of pressure being built there. You can see Cyrus getting in there at the batsman, just reminding him the dot balls are building up, trying to play the mind games.
This time Javed St. Paul rushes in, he braces it short, and it's slapped through the offside for 1. They thought about the second, but wisely so decided against it. So just 1 coming off the over to this point. 2 legal deliveries remaining, 49 for 4.
35-26. Gap widening.
Sounds like a telephone number.
Can they get across the line? Can the Clove challengers get across the line? Will the Saffron strikers really be able to just pull out a couple strikes that would really put them on the back foot?
The call of catch, but no, he's not going to catch it. There's a chase on. The ball wins as it just rolls over the boundary through the offside. And a welcome boundary here. Reynolds Charles punching Javel St. Paul, I think it is. Yes, through the offside for 4. It came off the meat of the bat really nice. He didn't put too much power into it. More placement and a power aid cracking 4 into the mid-off boundary. And the score moves on to 53 for 4.
What he did well there was to ensure that he got the gap, just hitting it through the line.
This time he skies this one. There's a fielder settling on there, just at a short, square, fine leg and takes the catch easy. So more wickets going down. Wow, 53 for 5 after 6. This here is trouble for the leading Clove challengers. 2 wickets in the over from Javel St. Paul, picking up the crucial wickets of Javid Hazard, and now picking up the wicket of Reynolds Charles.
Yeah, another twist. So it seems like every time they get their heads in front, there's something getting them back. And I can tell you it is the bowlers of the Saffron Strikers. They're really looking to peg them back. But again, here comes skipper Preston McSween.
Oh, well, if there's ever the opportunity of leading from the front, this would be the perfect time to go out there and show, all right, guys, I'm here to steady this ship now. Preston McSween, a lot resting on his shoulders, no doubt. 4 overs to go, 24 deliveries, 31 runs, 53 for 5.
So it's Sherman Lewis, again, experienced campaigner. With that ball in his hand, we know that he's capable. So definitely Clove would look to make sure that they can get as much as they can from this over without taking much risk, and maybe look for a lesser bowler. So they have to strategize. They have to play tactically if they're going to get across the line.
Penalized by the umpire. Going down leg. 1 more to the total. Extras column becoming active. Sherman Lewis needs to maintain. I'm quite sure his captain would tell him maintain that middle and off.
Yeah, with a score of 83, Jason, you don't want to be giving away these at this time.
Better delivery. Quicker run. Well done. Good cricket. Everything happened quickly there. Quicker delivery, quicker shot, quicker fielding, quicker return. Quick running between the wickets. Squaring him up this time. But they're still getting the single off of it. So Preston McSween understands that you can get singles, pick up the hot singles here and there, and putting away the loose ones. Just always be there to give yourself a chance, at least. Stay close enough so that when you do get the chance to put away the bad ball, it will count and it will make a difference. So Sherman Lewis into his second over. 56 for 5.
And very interesting, Jason. If any of these batsmen were to get out, it would be the first time that, let's say, the tail of the Clove challengers would have been exposed. So we have not seen what they can do. So this is an important partnership.
Good shot, well played, got on top of it, controlled it nicely, and the ball will beat two fielders, one running across, one running back, and a great shot there by Shakim Charles. He got on top of it and stayed in control of it all the time, just using the pace of the bowler and on a power 8 cracking 4. Look at it here, getting on top of it nicely.
Yeah,
good
really
control.
Beautiful shot. For a short man, he was able to just get really up on his toes and actually get, control of that one, guiding it past the man inside, and behind him there was no one, acres of space. Welcome boundary. You're gonna need a few more like these.
Ah, wow. He was in all sorts of confusion there, trying to go through the onside and leading edge into the offside, but landing safely for him because there was some space in front of the bat, and the fielder rushing in from point could have only gotten there had he had the legs of Usain Bolt, and that didn't happen. So 24 runs needed.
Wow, a really quick delivery there. Benjamin barely having time to react to that one. So Lewis in a mode that says, I gotta get you.
Again, this time he's making some kind of contact with it. Down the onside, back with a square, leg buys. Yeah, it did sound as if it came off the body of a Shakim Charles. He's not a slim man by any chance. Stout built. So he's there with his captain, Preston McSween. McSween needs to stay for the remainder of this innings. 23 runs needed. 2 overs and 1 delivery remaining.
8 runs per over. Just bordering 9.
Cracking shot would go out to a point. The call is 1. Good return. Good cricket. That's the end of the over right there. So after 7, the Clove challengers in search of 84 are 62 for 5. A further 22 needed from just 18 deliveries. We are heading to a nail biter.
Yeah, most definitely a nail biter. The experience of the Cinnamon Pacers against the experience of McSween and Reynolds in the wicket there. So definitely, Reynolds, Shakim that is there. They would need to really use the experience that they have. They've been playing cricket quite a while, and so definitely they would have been in situations like this. Can they maintain the pressure that is applied and respond positively?
22. 22. Coming here. 83.
So Ryan John needs to make much of this over. He's making some adjustments to the field. Seeing there's a man at short fine leg. He's moving him out now, and he's bringing him in on the offside and bringing around the man who was at short mid wicket to a short fine leg. So really and truly just 3 on the onside. A short fine leg, man down on the mid on boundary, somewhere between mid on and long on, right there. So let's wait and see. So Ryan John will have to bowl to a predominantly offside field. Anything down the leg side could cost his team dearly. Straight back over. 1 bounce into the turf over the head of the bowler. Just 1 run coming off of it. And he wouldn't mind that at all, because really escaped. I think he really escaped there, Ryan John. I think the batsman was trying to do too much to get it away too quickly. Eyes lit up when he saw juicy fruit and didn't do much with it.
Yeah, I think the ploy from John is to get it wide outside the off stump and force the batsman to lose balance by trying to reach it. And hopefully he would sky it somewhere within the third man to square region because there are fielders they're posted for this type of shot.
Shakim Charles waits on John. He's bowled him. He's bowled him. Ryan John has bowled him. And this is what the Cinnamon Strikers were hoping for. Because Shakim Charles, to a ball that was full in length, was trying to manufacture something into the onside that wasn't there, really. And he closed the face of the bat too soon. And his stumps went in all different directions awry.
Yeah, good delivery, good use of the head. Pitched the first one pretty wide, and this time coming back much straighter, attacking the stumps. Charles looking to manufacture, as you say, Jason. Couldn't get back onto ball, cannoning into the stump. A twist in the tail.
Well, now, Dana George will be called upon. 21 runs needed, 16 deliveries to get them. More importantly, Ryan John has the ball in his hand. He's still got 4 deliveries to bowl. The Clove challengers wanting to hold on to that unblemished record. They've played 2 games, win both of them. This is their 3rd encounter. They're looking for a win. The Saffron Strikers, on the other hand, they have split their 2 games to this point. 1 in the win column, 1 in the loss column. So no doubt a win here would put them in a really good position as we get to the halfway point of this tournament.
And more importantly, Jason, 21 from 16 deliveries.
Again, similar delivery, similar stroke, but just the one coming off of it. So 3 men on the onside for Ryan John. And we open out widely just to the right corner of your screen there. You can see that man. He's posted at a short fine leg. There's a man just in front of the square leg, just in front of square on the boundary. He's on the outside of the rope actually, getting ready to rush in with the bowler. And then there's a man mid-on, down on the boundary. Just the one. Good bowling by Ryan John. Accurate bowling to his field.
Yeah, John on spot. Just ensuring that he build the pressure, get a couple of dots born in there that would lift the run rate required up a bit. The current run rate, 8.48. Run rate required 8.14, so he would want to, just sneak in a couple more dot balls just to finish off the over nicely. That the last 2 overs, it will be pressure.
Oh, more pressure being built here. These Clove challengers have not seen a boundary in eons. It seems as though they haven't seen a boundary in light years. And they would need one now more than ever. Just 1 delivery remaining, legal delivery in this Ryan John spell. He's bowled very well. He's only gone for 9 so far off his 2. And he's picked up 2 wickets already. He's got Ned, he's got Charles. This time he's driving with an open face of the bat. And just as we said, it has been a while since they got a boundary. A 3rd man boundary has been activated. And a cracking 4 down to the 3rd man boundary. Much needed. Preston McSween picks up the boundary. And a 69 for 6. That's the score. And George, this looks like George. Yes, George, Dana George picks up the boundary. 69 for 6. And the Clove challengers move closer to that total, 15 runs and 2 overs remaining.
Yeah, good boundary there, the much needed boundary. Again, you can't set feel for the edges, so definitely Dana George understanding that this is where he could pick up a boundary and has done that. Clove challengers, they will want to pick up the boundaries consistently. Dot balls here will just build too much pressure that they would have to really pull out the big shots, and they don't want that.
You see that he played it comfortably as if he was heading in that direction. He wasn't heading in that direction at all. It peeled off the edge there. He was in no man's land for a moment. He was looking to come all the way back over to the middle of boundary. But Daryl Cyrus has now been brought on to bowl over number 9. He's been very flat and quick through the air, pushing it through the air. Now Preston McSween is there. He likes the ball coming on to him as well, Preston McSween. Let's see what's going to be made out of this over here. A lot will tell. You might be able to paint a better picture after the end of this over. How it will go. Only 15 runs required, but only 12 deliveries to get them.
Yeah, this over has to be a tight one. I think Cyrus, using his experience, they're trying to ensure that he bowls this over to keep the score down to as minimal as possible to give his last bowler a chance.
Oh. Huh. And all we can see there is, oh. It was really close.
Good delivery. Good delivery. The contest between the bat and ball is on.
Again, not being able to get him away. 2 dot balls. Preston McSween. Pressure mountain.
15 runs, 10 balls.
Captain to captain, still nothing. And Preston McSween is batting with a donut. Can't touch anything at all. In the meantime, the wicket keeper there for the Clove Challengers. Clove Challengers, that's a Benjamin. Gian Benjamin doing some tidy work behind the stumps. Captain to captain.
9. 15 from 9, Jason. Boundary needed. Can he get it?
Just one. Just the one. So Preston McSween picking up just the one. And here we are now. Good over by the captain, Daryl Cyrus.
A boundary in this over will change the complexion. It would bring the rate a little closer. So far it has jumped to 10.5. They need to really get it if they're going to maintain their 100% record. Boundary needed. Where would he find it?
Over the head of the bowler, straight back down the ground. It's not going to go into the boundary. The call is 1, then they change to 2, and good running between the wickets. Much needed 2 runs coming in there, 1 turning into 2. So Dana George has decided to go launch an attack, and boy, he was quick between the wickets as well, together with Preston McSween. So the score now moves on to 72 for 6 inside the 9th over. Just 1 more delivery remaining in this over. 72 for 6. Preston McSween is, now Dana George this time is looking to go straight, but nothing there. Dot ball to end the over. So this is the story now with the last over remaining. 12 runs needed from the last over. 72 for 6. The Clove Challengers needs to find 12 runs in this over. They're 6 wickets down. The tail is in play. And is the tail going to wag?
Well, who will bowl the last over? St. Paul has 1. Alexander has 1. Charles has 1. Who will the skipper turn to?
He turns to Javel St. Paul. He turns to Javel St. Paul. Darrell turns to St. Paul. St. Paul has been given the mandate to bring home the victory.
Well, it's been going his way so far for the day, Jason. Some 30 runs of just a little bit of deliveries and had a good first over. Just 6 runs coming from it. So can he repeat this? I know the...
Camera showing some adjustments in the field now. The man at third man has come a little bit straighter and come in just a little bit more. Down in the distance, you can see the fine leg roving on the boundary, just bringing the fine leg a little bit wider. And there's a square leg up up inside. There's a mid-on and long on down on the bong tree. So
Looking at it here, Jason, he's going to attack the stumps.
slow delivery, good delivery. It was as slow as a molasses on a cold day going up the steepest of hills. And Preston McSween got nothing onto it, disappointingly so. He just stood there and swung at it, and he got nothing out of it. And it was the slower of the slower delivery by Javel St. Paul. Good work by St. Paul. Didn't do too well to disguise it. I think McSween just, his eyes just lit up when he saw the gift and was unable to unwrap it. Again, another dot ball. And if there's pressure, then now this is pressure. 2 dot balls for Javel St. Paul. 12 runs needed, 4 deliveries to get them. A current run rate of 7.71. That doesn't matter. What is required now is the current run rate. They need 12 runs from 4 deliveries. That's all that matters now. 12 runs needed, 4 deliveries to get them. Can they do it? Tanti Merlin, the Oval. Not a huge crowd in here, just a minuscule bunch. I'm quite sure as we go into the weekend, you're going to see more action, more people coming into the stands. But friends on YouTube and live on the Facebook page, I know for sure they're holding on, looking closely to their screens, faces up inside the monitors. He's going with him this time. Gets it, connects it, not as clean as he wanted. Only 1. They come back for 2. This is going to be close. Coming back for 2. And they made it comfortably. So, good running between the wickets. A quick 1 turning into a sharp 2. And Preston McSween has to stop for a minute and catch his breath. He's not a spring chicken by any means. He did some good running there.
3 balls. 3 balls. 10 runs needed.
3 balls to go. 10 runs to get. Preston McSween on strike. Javel St. Paul has the ball. He's got a plan. What is his plan? I don't know. Let's see what he's going to execute. Slower delivery, and McSween goes. And McSween goes. The call is 1, and is all they're going to get. Just 1. The ball rolling up to a mid-on. He would have loved to do a whole lot more with that. So, for the Clove challengers to win now, they need 9 from the last 2. They've got to operate in boundaries now for sure. Anything outside of a boundary now is not going to give them the chance they need. They need a 6 and a 4. 2 4s will not do it. They need a 6 and a 4. Javel St. Paul is racing up now, getting ready to head to Dana George. He's going with him. He's going with him. It's gone. It's gone. Just landing just inside the ropes. It was high in the air. They come back for 2 overthrows. They're going to get 3. Yes, and he's run out in the process. The call was 2. The overthrows, they were looking for 3. And the one who perishes is Dana George. And the Clove challengers really now up against it. And it seems as though the fat lady has started singing, and singing in favor of the Saffron strikers.
Jason, very importantly, they got 2 runs. They were coming back for the 3rd. 1 ball to go. 1 strike over the boundary could give us a tied game. It's not over as yet. The fat lady cannot sing as yet. Definitely she cannot sing as yet. 1 delivery, 6 runs could give us a tie game.
Well, with the way Javel St. Paul has been bowling, I don't see Preston McSween hitting him for 6. He's not bowling with a whole lot of pace. So Preston McSween will need to put a lot of shoulder, a lot of back, and a lot of knees into that. And he needs to connect it off the middle of the bat. It can't. 7 runs needed, 1 delivery to go. 6 will give us a tied game, as you said. But I think the probability now favors the Saffron strikers. Javel St. Paul. This would probably be one of the most important deliveries of the tournament for him to this point. The last delivery of this innings. He needs to stay focused, Doesn't need a no ball. He doesn't need a wide. He just needs to pitch it right up there, wicket to wicket, and transfer the pressure on McSween. Never had any intentions of bowling it from the start, if you ask me. The way he was ambling up, we always knew he was going to pull out.
Pressure on. Have to make sure that he holds the nerve. Cannot miss at this stage his length. He's going to go full. The field is set for the full. He will not bowl the short ball.
And he swings, he misses, nothing connects, and the Saffron Strikers have pulled off a victory, upsetting the Clove challengers, and this was a great one for the ages. The final match on day number 4, match number 8 in the season 3 of the Dream 11 T10 tournament in beautiful Spice Country, Grenada. The Saffron Strikers getting the better of the Clove challengers, winning by 6 runs.
Good outing for the Saffron Strikers. Kudos to them. You look at the total of 83 for 7. You would think that it's an easy overhaul for the Cinnamon Pacers, but they kept fighting. They kept on, just pegging them back over after over, and definitely a really good victory. They could feel that they've accomplished a lot at the end of this game.
Yeah, they surely will feel that. The Clove challengers now share the top seat with two other teams, with 3 of them tied to the top. The Clove challengers winning 2, losing 1. The Bayleaf Blasters winning 2, losing 1. And the Saffron Strikers winning 2, losing 1. And so all 3 of them right up there in a bundle. No separation just yet, but it's early days in this tournament. We've got a whole lot more cricket to play. This is just day number 4 of day number 15. And good cricket there by both teams. Well played. What say you, Clyde John?
Again, Jason, a really, really good contest. You look at the way the game was set up the first half. The Saffron Strikers, they took a while to get going. St. Paul came in, added that little impetus that they needed to get them up to that 83 runs. Because you look at it after 7 overs, they were 44 for 5, coming back, making 83. The Clove challengers, they got off to a flyer. After 5, they were 47. After 7, they were 62. And being able to restrict them to 77, that says that they really, really worked hard and had that grip and held the grip and never let loose. So really good win for the Saffron Strikers. Wonderful game of cricket.
Yeah. All right, well, let's look at the scorecard quickly for you here now. Because batting first, the Clove challengers, the Saffron Strikers actually did very well, as we said. Nothing to write home about, really. Just the 30 runs, I think it was by
St. Paul.
St. Paul. Yes, St. Paul played really well for his 30. Other than that, everyone else was really nothing to show about, but contributed 8, 9, 2, 1, 12. And the bowling for the Clove challengers was really good because Preston McSween and Amikel Dubisset bowled really well. Geron Noel did some good work as well. And then, of course, racking up 83 runs, the Clove challengers really thought that they had this one in the bag. And only 25 from Darren Ned, and Javed Hazard went for 9. Some very soft and disappointing dismissals as well, because Huston Jackson, leg before, didn't think he was leg before. He didn't think that. Going for 9 off the bowling of Charles, and also Shakim Charles, who was bowled by Ryan John, playing loosely and wayward. Also Kellis Andrew, who was bowled by Lewis, caught by Charles, bowled by Lewis. Really wayward strokes. And the bowling from the Saffron Strikers, and 2 wickets being picked up by Ryan John. Ryan John bowled really well, but Javis St. Paul bowled even better, picking up 2 wickets for just 11 runs off his 2. So was a really nice, keen contest. Everything was balanced, even, and as you said, started good, ended bad. Ended bad, but started good for both teams. So 3 teams at the top, and that's the story. We're going to get ready now to go down to Kerry, to the presentation. He's got a presentation lined up. They're working on that. But in the meantime, now let's take a quick look at some of the matches lined up for tomorrow, day number 5. The Bay Leaf Blasters, they will come up against the Nutmeg Warriors. That is going to be a serious contest tomorrow. First match starting at 12 o'clock because the Bay Leaf Blasters, they've got 2 wins and 1 loss. And the Nutmeg Warriors, 1 win and a draw. Now, the Nutmeg Warriors are really a strong team on paper, but they need to transfer that paper to the field, right? And then, of course, the Ginger Generals and the Clove Challengers. The Clove Challengers, of course, will be in action tomorrow. They've got 2 wins and 1 loss, and the Ginger Generals playing just 1 game, 2 games actually, losing 1 and drawing 1. So the Ginger Generals and the Clove Challengers will clash off tomorrow afternoon at about 2:30. But before that, at 12 noon, the Bay Leaf Blasters will meet the Nutmeg Warriors in the middle. Kerry is down there on the field, and Kerry, if you're hearing us, it's time for you to go. Take it away, it's yours. All right, well, Kerry's not totally ready just yet for us, so we're going to just hold back on him for just a little bit. I know for sure he might be speaking to Haston Jackson. Haston Jackson did very well for the Clove Challengers, and Kerry is down there. Kerry, if you're ready, he's also got Javel St. Paul. St. Paul, who bowled really well for the Saffron
All right,
Strikers.
thank you very much. We're here at the post-match ceremony, where we're going to be starting the presentation. First of all, we're going to ask Ms. Lydia Edgar to present one of the Powerade packs to our bowler with the best economical rate in the match. That is Haston Jackson, 2 overs, no maiden, 6 runs for 2 wickets, an economy rate of 3, which is quite outstanding in this form of the T10 cricket. So Jackson is going to receive his prize from Miss Edgar. Yeah, cut camera. And then we're going to have our second presentation in terms of the individual prizes. That is going to be to the batsman who has hit the most 6. So we're going to ask Miss Edgar again to present another of the Powerade packs to Javel St. Paul, who would have scored 3 sixes in his knock of 30. St. Paul 30 was able to help his team up to a match-winning total of 83 of their 10 overs. And we're going to ask St. Paul to remain as we present the final prize. That is the Player of the Match Award. It's no surprise, Javel St. Paul, 2 remarkable overs to help pull back his team into the contest. And he'd have also contributed an important 30 in their total of 83. So to present the man of the match, we have Haston. We're going to present it to Javel St. Paul. All right, so we're just going to have a few words with you. Javel, looks like you're a bit wounded there, but I'm sure the feeling is good that you're able to get your team across the line in both disciplines.
Yes, a lot of preparation has been done over the past few weeks before the tournament. But due to the lack of warm-up this morning, I tried to do my personal stuff after the light warm-up that we had, and I think that was one of the main reasons why that little injury that occurred just after the first ball in the last over. But besides that, I'm a fighter, and I had to do it for the team, you know.
At the halfway stage, you guys had 83. Was there any point in time you felt that was not enough?
Nah, I mean, Saffron Strikers, the name says it all. We are strikers, and nothing is too little or too big for us to defend or go behind.
All right, well, Jaffel, we're going to give you some time to go recuperate, but we want to say congratulations on your performances and all the best to Saffron for yourself and Saffron for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, so that's it from the presentation ceremony. A very thoughtful Javel St. Paul, quite relieved that he was able to get his side over the line in the match number 8 on day 4 of the Dream 11 Spice T10 tournament. That's all from the presentation ceremony.
30 runs and plus 2 wickets for 11 of his 2 overs. So a good man of the match performance by Javel St. Paul. He did well with both the bat and the ball today, and there was no question about who was going to receive the man of the match award.
None at all. Good performance, really putting in the hard work. As he said, the preparation, they did their bit of preparation before the tournament. And so now they're coming to execute, and they have that sort of confidence. Winning games gives you that confidence. You think you can chase down anything, you think you can defend anything, and they have that feeling right now, which is a good one. Unfortunately, Clove had that sort of feeling and they've lost it today, but nothing that they should, bow their heads about. They can come back and come back strongly.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the story here from the National Stadium in beautiful St. George's, Grenada. We're moving up local time just around 4:45, quarter to 5 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to get ready to put a wrap on it. But just before we go, just want to remind you of the 2 games we've got tomorrow. You need to join us early because game number 1, you can't afford to miss a ball. The Bayleaf Blasters will face the Nutmeg Warriors, and then the Ginger Generals will face the Clove Challengers at 2:30. And with that being the story,
Jason, tomorrow I want to ask the persons, it's the weekend, I want to ask persons to come down to the National Stadium, especially for that first game. You have the champions playing the beaten finalists. This is going to be a cracker. I know that there is some grudges there that needs to, really play out itself. And so we want you to be here to be a part of that action.
All right, well said, Clyde Rondell John. On behalf of Clyde Rondell John, Raphael Croney, who was with us for the first part of the day, Afi Fletcher, my name is Jason Skeet. Until tomorrow, God's willing, when we anticipate total sunshine, good weather for cricket, we would love to have you. Come on down to the National Stadium. Join us for lovely cricketing action. The Dream 11, Day 5 of the National T10 tournament is going to be on, and we'll be looking for you. Until then, have yourselves a pleasant evening, everybody. So long for now. Goodbye.